he's asking me this. Yeah, and I said...
And you know what I don't like, yeah? No one really knows the truth about what's really happened, yeah? And this is the truth, and this is where people don't know what the real story is. And they put people behind bars and just leave them in there without... And this is why prisons are getting full, yeah? And you know one other thing before we start, this place ain't like a fucking airport. There's fucking mental health people here that they can't look after and stuff like that. We'll talk about that next time, but go on, carry on.
Well, what it was, he used to come and see me every week, and I called him one particular day. He came into my house, I made him a cup of tea, and he went to go to the toilet, and he didn't come back for quite a while, so I went looking for him, and he was looking under my bed. So I said, what you looking for? And he went, nothing. I said, you're looking for women's underwear because you think I've got a woman standing here, right? And then there was another, and I didn't say nothing, and there was another time where I went to make a cup of tea and he was in my cupboards.
He was in your cupboards?
Yeah, looking through my cupboards. I said, what are you looking for? And he went, oh, nothing. And so eventually I went to see him. I said, listen, I'm allowed to have a life and speak to people. Not every lady that I speak to I'm having sex with. And I think you're being truthish. I get the impression that he's gay.
Yeah.
And he fancies me.
This is why the probation was doing this to him. He was always like, every time he's turned up to his room, the probation's looking through his cupboard.
Yeah.
And when he's turned up another time, the probation was under his bed.
Yeah.
So he's walked in saying, what are you doing under my bed? You're on my probation.
What about the one morning you went to probation and he said you've had a woman stay at your flat?
What it basically was, one night I was in bed and this woman I know texted me at 12 o'clock, said, I'm coming out from a club, I'm coming over to your house, this is at 12 o'clock. So she stayed over that night and left at 8 o'clock on the Saturday morning. On the Tuesday I went to see probation. He told me, he said, I know you've had a woman stay at your house. I said, I haven't. He said, yes you have. So when I said, okay I have, well how do you know? He went all red and flustered. I said, well you must have been stood across the road with a pair of binoculars looking in my house. You must have, then how would you know?
No other way for him.
Yeah, how would you know?
Wow, so this guy had the hots for you.
Yeah.
Because you never gave
him
what he
yeah.
So you never gave him your bum.
Yeah.
He ended up recording.
Yeah.
What about
Is that not wrong what they do? Because if they don't get their way, people getting recorded.
Yeah. But he also asked if you was steroids or something.
Yeah, another thing is because this man here how old are you?
I'm 58 years old.
And the body that he's got for a 50-year.
I mean, why did he accuse you of being on steroids?
Yes, he did.
Why did he?
Listen, you see, this man here, he's never took steroids in his life. He only does pad workouts. And look at his body, mate.
He accused you of being on steroids. That's what you call it. Look
at that, bro.
Yeah.
Look at that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
any women, do you think women won't want him? Tell them your name and your prison number if there's anyone out there. That
my name's Keith Downey.
Yeah.
My prison number is A3282AN.
And you're at HMP?
Golf.
Yeah. So if there's anyone out there that wants to, any girls, because I'm here helping the prisoners, like, you know, giving you girls out there. So if you just want to write to him, do what you're doing, because I think there's already one out there.
You know, it is though. And can I just put this? Yeah. See, we can vouch for this because he's on our wing. Keith doesn't go the gym.
Oh yeah, he
doesn't go. No, he did gym. No, since he's been in this jail, this wing. You've been on this wing how long, Keith? This wing.
How long have I been on here? About 6 months.
And I promise, hand on heart, he don't go to the gym. Keith does press ups all day, every fucking day.
And that's what
he does his dips off his bed. He does his shoulder push ups.
Yeah.
He use bottles, bottles of water.
Yeah.
And that is what pad workout, because Bronson
and this is what his probation. How have you got a body like this?
He wanted you, by the sounds.
Yeah.
So your murder case was a gay homosexual after you.
Yeah.
And now later in life, a probation officer who's took the hots for you.
Yeah.
You haven't given him in with him, and he sent you back to jail. Did he not also mention about you're a hard drug user?
He also said that I used to smoke a bit of cannabis.